Hey everybody, welcome back to We Got Shit to Say, an Everyday Vibe podcast. I'm Khalida.
I'm Amanda.
And this is our friend Lance.
We got a special guest for y'all today for a special conversation.
Yes, very special conversation. Today we're going to be talking about dating and entrepreneurship. The things that we all have in common is that we are all 9-to-5ers, but we also are entrepreneurs. And today we decided to bring our friend Lance on to talk about what it's like dating and also being an entrepreneur. So we got a few questions lined up that we're going to ask Lance.
And so Lance, obviously, thank you for being on the show. We truly appreciate you. Introduce yourself.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Lance Dewberry Jr. and I go by many names. I don't know where to start. But I have just
This man.
from Mr. Magnificent to Zaddy for real. So I'm in the Zaddy energy right now for the next decade. So once I hit 50, I might change it, but we're going to keep that for now. So.
And can you spell that for us, Lance?
Which one? My new one?
Yes.
Zaddy. So not daddy, y'all. Zaddy. So Z is in zebra. A is in alpha. D is in David. D is in David. Y for yogurt. For real.
Like damn, Zaddy. Damn, Zaddy.
Yeah, exactly. For all my hood out there. Out of hood.
Why we gotta be good? Because we like to use bodies.
But you hear the way you said it though. Damn,
Zaddy.
Because we trying to make sure that we don't just leave you at like, oh, he a snack.
Can you tell us how you came up with that name?
Mostly everything that I do, it comes with a purpose. So with the Zaddy for real, what it came from, originally it was Daddy for real. And of course the girls that I've dealt with in the past, they just naturally call me that. I don't know if it's because of the gray hair or what it is, but or is just the protection I provide, the authoritarian. I just made up a word there. Authoritarian.
Yeah.
Did I give off?
You gotta put that on the shirt. Authoritarian.
We'll figure out. Get it ready for the Urban Dictionary. But yeah, so they explain like, you make me feel this way, you make me feel that way. So there's a little bit of my character already, along with obviously the look, and then the change from Daddy to Zaddy was kind of suggested to me from one of the girls that I had ran into when we was out one of those times. And I'm like, so I'm like, before I decide to change it, let me just look up a definition of Zaddy. And so Zaddy is pretty much an older gentleman with charisma and swagger. So I'm like,
oh.
So I'm like,
And you have charisma, my friend, and swagger. So that suits you well.
And before we go too far, Lance, because it always comes back to this just randomly. How old are you actually?
39 as of July 8th of this year.
Okay.
And a lot of people do like to ask, is the gray, tell us about the gray. Tell us about the salt and pepper.
Had it since I was about 16. It wasn't as prevalent as it is right now, but it's over the years. So pretty much I didn't notice that I had gray hair like that until I cut off my hair. So I was growing my hair back in high school throughout the whole time I was in high school. So I decided to make a change then, which I told you, I'm always evolving. So I forgot even what year this was that I cut it off. But once I had cut it, I had nothing but gray hairs all over, and it looked like a dustpan of dirt on my.
Wow.
Damn.
Horrible. It was horrible. As I was transitioning, I was just like, oh, I'm gonna get my waves popping, my shit go. Nah, that shit it was like ass. It just was dusty. It just was no, it wasn't popping. I started dyeing my hair back then, so I would just say if I had to guess, probably 2006, 2007, I think I cut off my hair. And yeah, ever since then I was dyeing it. So for over 10 years, I was dyeing my hair. Wow. So I just stopped dyeing my hair maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, I stopped years ago. So as soon as I started getting feedback, which I often do, I get feedback first before I try or do anything. So I got feedback oh, I like that. Okay, I see. So I was getting vibes from older women and younger women. So I'm like, hey, they like it, so I love it. And of course, it started coming in a lot more even. The black started turning grays and everything. So now it's a lot more now. So yeah, so I mean, I'm cool with it now. So that's the journey I'm on with this gray hair. Not going back.
Yeah, and that's
Like it and the girls love it.
Right. Zaddy for real.
The part.
No, it looks good on you. You know, when I first met you, I was like, and I could already tell that you weren't like super old. You know, I could tell that you were young. And I just knew it was natural, you know, just because you could tell. It wasn't like something you was just trying to do, because some people do it because they think it look good, but it looks really great on you. I'm glad that you came to a point to just be like, I'm about to do me. You know, this is me. Yeah. And it don't help when the ladies be like, shoot, you know, so you really be ready to go. So kudos to you, man.
That's what really keep them young, all the ladies. That's what really keep them young.
There's motivation.
Them ladies are older and the young.
Exactly. And plus, it's to prove.
You got a point.
Do we need to talk about this point, or is this another conversation for a different day?
Yeah. I'm talking about some other stuff.
Oh, okay. This is a PG-13 podcast.
Got you.
Okay.
It ain't after 10 o'clock yet.
This ain't X-rated, baby. Just keep it kosher. Okay, so we know you're an entrepreneur, but we really don't know what you do. Can you talk about your business?
Yeah. So, well, first, since we talking about the 9 to 5 and all that, so my regular 9 to 5 is working with a private college out in Irvine as a financial aid officer. So I've been doing that for that particular position for it'll be 3 years in February. But I've been in the financial aid industry like off and on for like over 10 years. Yeah, about over 10 years.
That's great.
Yeah, working on the front end as well as the back end. So front end meaning dealing with, students who want to come in and get an education. I teach them about financial aid. I set their financial aid up. And then I also worked on the very back end where their federal loans went into default. I was the one to give them a call. Mm-hmm. They are in default and how to rehab those loans and get them back into good standing. So I've been on that side of it too. And then of course I've just been in the finance industry period, like working doing personal loans, collecting on credit cards, things like that. So I kind of always been around the money thing. So trying to continue that on into the businesses in a sense. So I was thinking about pursuing mortgage lending since I've done everything else. But of course, I'm getting mixed reviews with if I should pursue that or not. So that's something, later on. But as of right now, what I currently do on the side for a business is, for one, independent contractor with DoorDash. So I've been doing that since 2018 consistently. So I think as of today, I'm almost 8,000 deliveries in.
Wow.
That's almost it.
Dang. That's a lot of deliveries.
Yeah, that's, I've been able to strategize and maximize my funds with that business and put a little structure to that so that could be a consistent, flow of income for me. And then I got my real estate license in 2018. So
that's amazing.
A couple different agencies, Keller Williams.
That's huge.
The Every Group out in Pomona, but I haven't done much with it just because my thing is this: I always want to work smarter and harder, or at least for the side businesses, because obviously I got the 9 to 5, so I can't be doing. I don't mind working, but it's like when you're doing already work for your foundational job, and you got the extra job on the side. It's hard to put in all the work for that because I need my free, I need my downtime. So it's like I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking for things that's minimal, but I'm making money. So just like I said, DoorDash driving around all day doesn't feel like work to me. And plus, at the same time, I'm learning the neighborhood. I'm outside. I'm moving around, and I like to be mobile. I like to move around, which is total opposite of my current 9 to 5. Ultimately, my foundation really wants to be real estate investing. So fix and flips, buy and holds, and have different properties like we actually play in Monopoly. So that's the goal I'm on right now, is getting property in different major cities. So that way, when I go visit those cities, I ain't got to worry about a hotel. I can just go into my Airbnb or whatever for that week for me to stay there. And hey, I'm saving myself money. And then when I'm gone and away from that, I'm making money. So that's why that's how I think. That's how I make moves. And you want to move with intentions. And I try to make sure every business I go into is some type of intention involved with that process. Airbnb kind of goes to real estate investing a little bit. So Airbnb, and then Turo. So I want to start, for that as well. I got my Amazon store. Haven't put anything up yet, so that's a whole nother beast within itself. So having an Amazon store, which will make money on its own, really. But just having these different streams of income. So just being like an octopus, just having all these little different arms and, different directions that has income from every direction. And then that way I get to a point where I can say, okay, I'm making enough money to cover my car note every month. Now I'm making enough money to cover my car note and my rent. So it's like once I get to that point and oh hell yeah, I'm going from that 9 to 5. Then I'm gonna be consistent on my so that's the goal. But in order to get there, obviously on top of my LLC that I started last March, I've been building my business credit. So I'm working on that currently. And that's pretty much going to be the piece that's going to bring everything together because I'll start building my capital. So all these things are going to link to each other. So it's just about executing one at a time, even though it sounds like a lot. It's just that first thing first.
No, that's absolutely a lot. That was a mouthful in itself.
Yes.
Like, Jesus Christ. That's a lot, but it's amazing because honestly, I mean, we hear all the time the average millionaire has, 7 different sources of income?
Yeah.
And so, one more time?
Yeah, about 5 to 7, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so, I mean, at this point, it seems like, the 1% knows all of that, has all of that. They're constantly generating it and setting up their future to make sure that their generations after them have it, while everybody else is spinning their wheels trying to figure it out. So that is amazing. Yeah. We commend you. Super proud of you. And we know it's all about to take off. But there is that's a lot. And there's a mindset around that. And so what got you to that place? What was your mindset that propelled you into being like, okay, yes, I have this 9 to 5 and that's great. I have a decent income or a steady stream of income, but I want more for myself. And even though it seems like now I'm stretching myself extremely thin to juggle all these balls, I'm here for it. Like, what got you to that point and what made you realize, I want this?
Hey, let's play around the trivia real quick. If you had to take a guess, what would you say is the top factor of stress in most people's life today? Did you answer money or finances? I'd have to agree. My name is Amanda Johnson, and I'm a financial professional who sees the chaos and fallout of financial stress on families and individuals every single day. You don't have to be one of them. You don't have to be there, and life is not meant to be lived that way. I invite you to connect with me and have a conversation about where you're at financially and where you're trying to go. It's completely free to have a conversation and get information that could change the trajectory of your future. Are you willing to bet on you? Click the link in my bio and join me on my mission to change the lives of financial literacy. Let's go!
Happened gradually over time, really. I mean, I'm a vigilant person, so I pay things around me. So just when I was younger, but obviously my mother's only technically, I don't say technically only child, because technically I got a sister. So I mean,
I feel that I'm the same way.
Yeah,
no, I feel the same way. I'm an only child, but I got half sisters and I got multiple. So I'm
but I was the only child because we didn't grow up in the same household. Like I can't think of her being in a house like that. I saw her every blue moon, like she was visiting. But besides that, I had a room, my sister had her room, or we bickering and fighting in the kitchen. Like I had none of that. It was just me, and my father, who was always working most of the time. So of course I cling to my mother. But as I got older, I wasn't for that mama's boy shit. I'm like, don't think I'm about to be clinging the rest of my life. So eventually I just started, I don't like that early age. I just started separating myself and just want to do things for myself, period. And then it kind of carried over as I got older. I just got more curious about things. And then just getting into the workforce is like, you just start thinking the certain jobs that you have, even as a teenager, you don't mind it because obviously you stay at home, you don't have bills like that. But after a while, like especially when you get your first full time, whatever, and you be like, "This is it." Like I'm supposed to do this for the rest of my life?
Yeah, you see that check, be like, "What?"
No, but it's not even that. I mean, and it's like the money is okay, but it's like as you're doing this repetitive every day is like this is it. I went from my part-time job I was normally doing was like moving around, doing something, interacting, this and that. So I worked as as a car porter. I worked a customer service, retail store, stuff like that. So just that dynamic of interacting with different people every day, and this and that, and moving around, changing batteries, changing tires, like actually doing actual work. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But then when I transitioned to like the corporate and going to like call centers and working and just like repetitive, it's like this is boring. It's like it gotta be something else. So obviously I think somebody had reached out to me at one of the call centers I was working at when I first started working, those full-time jobs, and it was called 5 Links. So I'm not sure you've ever heard of 5 Links, but it's like ACN, it's like all these other companies, where they can provide you better internet service, or we have connect the cable, we can that shit. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I used to go out to the little stuff like that. They show obviously the people who was like making big money, this is what we need to get you to. And the person I came up under, she was like taking me to these things, showing me this other world of entrepreneurship. And I'm just like, I didn't really have no network. So it was like, it didn't work for me. Cause I'm like, who the hell am I going to tell? Cause anybody you tell is like your friends. Your friends don't know no better. They're like, I don't know. I'm good. Like, that's
Right.
I don't know who that is. I'm good. I'm gonna stay where I'm at, type shit. So, that was discouraging. But what I did pull from that whole experience is the books, like the mindset part. So I've noticed that each company does stress on the mindset part. So, they told me different books to read. So I started off with Rich Dad, Poor Dad, reading that while I was working, while on my breaks at work, I was reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and just seeing like the different quadrants of people, like the levels that people were at, depending on where you at. And everybody was mainly employees. It's like, owners, entrepreneurs, investors. So I'm just like, wait.
Yeah.
I said, there's more to this. Cause I thought employee, just being an employee or being a good employee or getting a very good job was it. So once I found out that it was other quadrants I can go into or other levels I can go into, I want to explore that. So I'm just like, as people kept talking about it, like financial freedom. And as a bill piling on over the years, it's like, wait, hold on. Like, I don't like this debt shit, like debt and where I live. And I started having different visions in my mind of where I wanted to be. But then slowly it just started piecing itself together. So when I got a degree from Chicago State management, I realized I was good as a business, minded. So I'm like, okay. And I started seeing like real estate shows on TV. I'm like, I love the aspect of somebody taking something that's like old or already exists and like revamping it and just making it look brand new and it looks totally different and then you can monetize on it. So it's like, I want to do that. That's why real estate has always been like my core, but I just haven't like been able to like really get in because in essence it takes money to make money. But I did want to take the wholesale approach where it doesn't take any money. All you have to do is find a deal for one of these investors. I know those things, but it's like that takes time. And so for you having this 9 to 5
and relationship,
trying to have a relationship, having everything outside of work. Beyond that, it seems impossible trying to do this and then have the energy to do your business, have the energy to entertain somebody, in a relationship, and then it's time to enjoy yourself and say, hey, let's travel. It's only so much time in a day. Trying to fit that all in is madness.
Like based on what you're saying right now, my next question is like, well, first, are you currently in a relationship?
No, currently I'm not in a relationship. What I was about to say on top of that was that I won't say I'm surprised I'm not. But I used to be the type that be like relationship, like I always wanted somebody. But now it's like, as we get older, it's like the criteria, and this is like somebody to match that same energy that you can deal with long term. That whole mindset changes. Like before, it was like, hey, she like me, I like her, cool, let's go.
That's it.
Now it's like,
do you think it's because also that now that you have like a different mindset as being like an entrepreneur and you have like a lot of things going on, do you think that's a part of the reason, or you just think because like, you're getting older and you're a little bit more wiser, or is it like both of those things?
I think it's a combination of both. It's a combination. Yeah. Cause I mean, either way is both, they're both growing your minds. You're growing your mind in that aspect, whether it's business or it's pleasure. So I've learned both, like, and I learned that everything has different components of it. So relationship has its different components, business has components, and then on top of that, everything requires balance. So, but as over the years, it's like if you don't have to be on like the same exact page. You just need somebody who's going to complement that, or is going to see something that you to help you get further as well. I mean, you want to grow together. So whatever endeavors that she may have, I want to be able to assist with that as well. So we assist each other in our individual endeavors to move forward. But if somebody's just like not even thinking about that, they just like, it's all about me. Like I'm checking. Yeah. I'm checking those flags as I'm, pursuing somebody. So it's like, so now it's like it feels like I'm so picky now. It's like, nah, like it could.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you kind of have to be.
Yeah.
So, like, would you date a woman who's also like a 9 to 5er an entrepreneur or like a 100% like entrepreneur?
That part I'm not big like I don't try to limit myself. So like, hey, the more the merrier to a point. Now, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, the first thing that comes to mind is how busy I am. It's like, okay, I'm busy, but also I'm not busy to the point where I can't make time. I'll figure
Okay.
like but that's a part of the entrepreneurial part is like, hey, this is my regular schedule for work. Boom, we already know that set in stone. Whatever. Everything else above and beyond that, I can work around that. So it's like for me, is I mean, kind of helps. It just helps in terms of just organizing. But I wouldn't mind honestly.
So how do you stay organized though? Like you work your regular schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're dating, like you're not in a relationship, but you're dating.
Yeah.
So like, say like you know you got to work Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
But you also have say you got a date on Saturday.
Okay.
How do you schedule your time to say I'm gonna work, and then I'm gonna set this time aside? Like how many hours do you give to your DoorDash business, and then say, okay, now I'm gonna go on a date?
So pretty much how I do it is just I kind of know, at least with the DoorDash, how much I can make in a certain period of time. So I'm just like, okay, like even the things that me, you, and Amanda do, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, all right, we're going out here. So at nighttime, of course, it doesn't matter. It was nighttime, but say like for skating, like, damn, I'm like, I want to go skating, but I need to do my DoorDash. So same thing with the dating. It's like, okay, I need to make this. My goal is every week at least 500. So my day starts Monday, goes all the way to Sunday. I have to make 500 by Sunday at midnight. So if I'm knowing I'm going out on Saturday, what I'll do is like a give or take, like either half the day or the whole day, just depending on what we planned out for that day. So that part I have to know too. The one who's willing to sacrifice my time, if it's worth it. I'll sacrifice my time. I'm the type that I'll sacrifice my time and to spend a day or spend that time, especially if we only have that one day out of a whole week and we're not seeing each other like multiple times throughout the week. Cause if it's multiple times throughout the week and, 2 or 3, 4 hours, whatever. Okay, that's fine. But it's like, damn, we only gonna see each other this day and I may not see you again for another week or two. Then it may be like the whole day.
So let me ask this then, because like I was just saying, booked and busy, and we're always, I think, I know, Lance, we talk all the time. So I know our mindset, I know our vision, I know how we operate. And so do you feel like when you're with like your person, whether it's like the person you're actually dating or whatever the case may be, do you ever feel like you fully like turn it off? Like, does your brain really ever shut off from work? Do you feel like you can fully be with them and show up for them? Because sometimes I feel like I'm guilty and like I can't, because I'm like, this is great. I'm really enjoying myself. But the minute I get out of here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things I probably should finish by 1 o'clock a.m. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, does it ever really turn off for you?
So it's like, I see what you're saying. So it's like, am I fully present in the moment, or am I thinking about back in my mind?
Yes.
What's so crazy?
Like how this is almost a little bit of a distraction right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it really all depends on the person, like, that I'm dealing with. Like, if I'm into you, oh yeah, I'm shutting that shit all the way off. Like, if I'm just like lost in the sauce of the situation, like just engaged in conversation, I'm having fun. Like, I'm not really thinking about that stuff at all. I'm not. So that's why I say that. But if I'm not that interested, then yeah, I might be like trying to plan my next few hours at like, I need to drop her off. All right, I still got 2 hours. I could probably bust down some deliveries real quick. Okay, cool. And run it like that. But yeah, if I'm really into somebody, yeah, I'm able to set it off and just enjoy the day.
Sorry, you said bust down. I said bust down, Tatiana. Sorry.
That's a great question, Amanda. I mean, I'm personally in a relationship and I'm an entrepreneur, and I also feel guilty sometimes, like 100%, because like I'm in a committed relationship and I love my girlfriend and I enjoy spending time with her, but I have a gabillion things to do. I work 9 to 5, to use that as my seed money so we can go out, we can have a good time, and I can spend money on my business. But also, while I'm making that money, that's taking me away from actually like running my business. So the times on the weekends and after 5, 6, or 7 o'clock, like there's a lot of other shit that I have to get done. And sometimes I just literally do not have time to call her, check in on her like, oh shit, it's been a whole week and we haven't seen each other type of thing. So I get real guilty sometimes, and then like sometimes I'm on the phone, but I'm not present because I'm like editing something, I'm like posting something, I'm writing something, like I'm doing something. And like if I get quiet over the phone, she's always like, are you working? And I shut the fuck up because yes, I am working and I'm always doing something. And like sometimes I get, to a point where I'm just like, okay, I have to stop what I'm at. One point I do have to stop and say like, don't do this. But then like Amanda said, it is a bit of a distraction, and like as a business owner and a person in a relationship, you do sacrifice both every single day because you have to decide today this is more important than this, because if I don't do this, one of these things is gonna fail, and I don't want to like have her have resentment towards me, but at the same time, like I can't do this right now, so yeah, like it gets a little hard.
Hey guys, it's Kay, owner of Everyday People Luxury Eyewear Company. I just wanted to remind you to shop that link below at everydaypeopleworld.com to get access to all of our latest styles. We have styles for men and women, and most of our styles are UV protected because we care about style and eye protection. We're one of the first Black woman-owned eyewear companies that cares about your style and also your eye care. Make sure you click that affiliates link if you get your friends to shop with me, because I give you 10% of my proceeds. I want to give you a gift for supporting your local business owner. Again, that's everydaypeopleworld.com, and the affiliates link is below.
Yeah, no, definitely. I told this one girl, I'm focused on my purpose right now. Like, and she,
period.
So he's like, so you don't have time to date. Like, no, when you know somebody's going to cost you money, you like, okay, I'm going to spend time with you, but I know I'm going to spend money because you want to go out, this and that, woo, this, your birthday coming. And it's like, I got things I have to do. And it's like,
you mean cost you time, not the money. The money ain't the problem. It's the time.
It's the time. Yeah, it's the time. Yeah. And on this situation, the time and the money, because it's like, we can do that. We can do that.
Right. I was going to say that though. But like as an entrepreneur, like we have waves of seasons when it's really hot and when it's really not.
Yes.
And so not like fully, because we have stable jobs too, but like doesn't that like also affect kind of like the level of dates that you go on and can do and whatnot? And like, I mean, we live in LA. I'm not like every girl, and I ain't gonna speak for every girl. If people be doing too much, like y'all girls be real high maintenance.
A lot of them are high maintenance.
Like, and you showing up with the whole label of zaddy, so I know they want the world from you.
Okay,
so.
pulling up zaddy.
Yes. He gonna spoil me. Like, no.
Yeah.
Not right now. Not you, and not right now.
Does your budget come into effect when you are taking a person out?
Oh no, I act like I got it.
Because you're an entrepreneur, or
That's
I'm asking, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got multiple streams of income, so like that's what I'm saying. Like, and not even budget. Like, you got a budget. You won't say I ain't got no budget. We can do whatever.
No, it's a budget. I mean, it's a budget. So I mean, anything big, like one girl that I talked to last year, I took her to Barton G's. Yeah. So Barton G's. So I knew I was going there. So I'm like, everybody like that shit is not cheap. So I'm like, I knew ahead of time. So I made sure that I worked double time to cover that expense. So I made sure I did extra every week to make sure that her birthday was going to be amazing. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, so when I get there, I don't feel bad and be like, I can't.
I didn't show up the way you wanted me to, baby. I'm sorry.
What did she order again? Wait, this is her second drink?
right.
Wait.
Filet mignon.
Can we get a halftime bill? A halftime bill. Just bring the bill in.
Dang.
Halftime. Don't show it to her. Wait.
We here for soup and salad.
No, look. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up and go to the bathroom. Then you show me the receipt as I'm on my way to the bathroom. Like, okay, all right.
right.
We had.
We sharing a meal.
Hey, G.
That's funny.
Come back to the table. I only got $50 left. So what y'all got on the menu that's less than 50, and I can still get a drink.
Yeah.
Like that.
Right.
Like, so,
and is dessert in that? Like, we good?
Exactly. Girl, you better be full. You better.
Drink all your water.
Yeah. Yeah, you even eat the rest of your food.
I'm dead.
She got a to-go box. Yep, thank you. All right.
I'm
Hell
so
no.
dead. Okay, so if that's the case, and like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I completely get that. So
Yeah.
you don't feel like two entrepreneurs in a relationship is like too much.
No, it's only if you make it too much. And like I said, if she's not, if she doesn't have her shit together, then that's where it could be too much. So if she don't
Okay.
if she don't have her shit together, then it could be too much. Like, so if she tell you, oh, I'm like Kata said, I'm extra busy, but I feel like if you're really interested in that person anyway, like, you're gonna find time. So it's like, if I give the opportunity to find time, and it's like you just keep coming up with these excuses from week to week, it's like, now the interest is starting to leave now, because maybe you have built momentum in the beginning, and now because she's so busy, you like, well, in my mind, I'm like, I can still structure it out enough, and if you're important to me enough, even if it's in the beginning, if I'm really liking you, I'm gonna like okay, all right, people figure it out and try to prioritize you in there, and still try to maintain everything else I got going on. But sometimes I feel like some women may not do that. They just be like, I just let me help you organize. But I got this going on, and then they start adding on stuff on top of the bills. You like,
facts.
so yeah, it's
You be more stressed.
yeah, it's stressful. But
And so that's the thing too. I mean, girls are overthinkers as it is. So I think, yeah, absolutely. Like, everything you're saying, like, yeah. But it is. It's all about like putting in the effort and both putting in the same amount of time. And I mean, either you really are that into me or you're not, low key. But okay, so we just made the joke about like you giving the girls the world and like, cause you zaddy and all that. So with that being the case, and again, you're older, so you're more mature, so your mindset around dating and things could definitely be different from where this generation's at now. But as a male, right, if a girl told you that she didn't have like a stable job, right, and she was primarily just an entrepreneur, influencer, whatever the case may be, right, but like the income is very fluctuating, would you still consider dating her? Because I mean, in some aspects, she could have the mindset of like, okay, well, now I just expect him to take care of me, and my money's still my money, so we chilling. So would you still date her if she was just purely?
Yeah. My thing is this: it's not really the current situation, especially if you're doing your best. So I always look at doing your best. But if you just content with that shit, that's a different story. So she's trying. She's like, this is my situation. It's up and down. This is my goal. This is what I'm working towards. That's what I'm basing everything off of. That's what I'm basing your character off of. Your financial situation, not solely.
Have you dated a entrepreneur before? Rather like successful or, you know?
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Let me think about that. No, I dated one who had like a little clothing line, but nothing like boom, like I'm successful on IG type. I haven't came across nobody who's like really like doing it. But I don't know.
How was it dating her with the clothing line? Was she still like maintaining her business? And like how did that go between both of you guys being entrepreneurs and being in a relationship? How did y'all both like maintain, like create time for each other?
What I did like was she was organized. She had her ducks in a row. She had a vision for that. So when it came to conversation and talking about our lives, going forward, that was exciting. But she was organized though. So she made the time. So she made the time. She had a daughter and everything. So she made the time. So that was the one thing that I did like about her. She knew how to organize her time. So that wasn't really an issue. So that's why I said the only time
that's good
pose an issue when somebody there's so much going on where they're not even stable. So I come across more situations where girls, they want to pursue the entrepreneur direction, but they're stuck in this, I don't know, limbo.
Yeah, it's the mindset. It's the mindset.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, obviously we can get back on like the dating topic, but like, real talk, that mess is not for everybody. Like, truly, because we keep talking about the mindset, and it's for real. It starts with the mindset, and then I really truly believe that you have to have a form of mental toughness. And so, what are 3 qualities that you would say, like, without a doubt, to be an entrepreneur, you gotta have? Like, you either have to have them automatically, or you gotta work on, like, making sure you build them up before you build a business.
Yeah, that's a great question.
I think you definitely have to have, I would say maybe do you think vision and a plan? You think that might be one? Because obviously you gotta have a plan, but I think, but it starts off with a vision. So it starts off with a vision of where you're trying to go. And then, of course, the plan is going to be, all right, these are necessary steps I'm going to take to get there. So you got to have the vision where you want to go. And you got to keep that. You got to keep that vision. So my vision stays there, especially when you're driving around. Like, this is a perfect area to have that vision. You drive around. Oh man, I would love to live in a house like that. Ooh, I would love to have. It keeps you. It keeps you engulfed in that vision. You got to have discipline. You got to have discipline.
100%.
Say that.
Discipline.
100%.
The discipline, because motivation by itself is not going to get you nowhere. Like motivation goes up and down, but
only so far. Yeah.
Yep. And once that motivation.
So like with those three things you saying, that vision, plan, and
discipline.
Well, he said vision and plan go in one.
Oh, vision and plan and discipline. What's the next one?
I would say I got a lot of them. Like willingness.
We just need 3.
I know. the willingness to actually do it. So willingness equates to like the
implementation.
The action steps.
Yeah.
Steps to do that. And that could further be broken down into your habits and just doing little small incremental things every day to build up to that large sum, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I would say those 3.
No, those are fire. Those are absolutely true. Like, I think, like you said, there's a whole long list, but as a top 3, those right there, those will be kind of make or break in most situations, I feel. So,
yeah,
I agree.
And like, we're talking about relationships and having those to do what you want, what you want to come to fruition. A lot of people don't have those things, and it really kind of stems from like family and like what you was exposed to and what people are used to you being or like or how you were. How do you, like, when you grow and become an entrepreneur and you really start to express those things to be great, how do you maintain relationships with your family that don't get it, or not ready? How do you maintain those relationships now that you have a different mindset as an entrepreneur? My
thing is you're not going to change nobody's mind. So however they think is how they think. So you have to recognize that and just you move accordingly. You speak accordingly. Every person you talk to, you want to talk to a little bit different. So when I talk to my parents, I may not even discuss any of that. We might just be talking about how you doing, what's going on. If they need something, any advice, any tips, I'll give it. I may tell them they're more open to it now, but in the beginning it was just like, what are you doing now? What is this now? So it's like, it was a time period where I left it alone and didn't say anything to them at all about that particular thing that's going on with me business wise. I'd say, hey, work is good. Yeah. I'm doing well. May tell them, hey, I'm back in the gym, or like, oh, I cooked something today. So with my parents, I'm talking about everything but business. They get overwhelmed easily. So my approach with them was just easing it in there, like, hey, I'm working on something real small and working on this, whatever. And then eventually, they just like, oh, like now if I give them a little bit, now they're calling me up or they ask me, oh, how's that going? Tell me a little bit more. So now they're looking for that information versus me just blurting out my whole plan to them. They like, well, hey, they're more. They
how you gonna do this?
Yeah,
you got this. How you got money for this?
Exactly. Like, you got bills to pay, Lance. What you trying to do? Something? Mom. Nobody. So that's what her mind was like. I gotta ease it on her. Like, hey, something that doesn't even involve money. Like, hey, I just set this up for myself, or Ma just got a trade line with my business, this and that. Oh, what's a trade line? Okay. And so I kind of into it, so she have a better understanding, because they're old fashioned. They all about 5, come home, eat, sleep, and do the shit all over again. So my parents were real. They were real repetitive growing up. Like, I knew they schedule like the back of my hand.
Yeah, time like
it's the traditional.
And they was gonna pop up in the garage, and like,
Yep.
The traditional mindsets, and they don't always understand now that the new generations are trying to bust through those and like, walk the paths that aren't necessarily forged, but we found a new way, and we just tired of building up everybody else's dreams while ours sit on the back burner because we too tired.
That part.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not really even like a new way. I mean, Amanda, you just took a whole trip, to Oklahoma, and you walked down Black Wall Street, and this is not a new way for Black people. We've always found ways to cultivate and make money on our own. Unfortunately, a lot of things have been torn down to a point where we don't know that. We don't remember that. And unfortunately, our families, they got happy and comfortable with the things that they were provided, and they thought like, okay, we can go to college, we can buy houses, we can buy this and we can buy that. But like, what about generational wealth? Like, what about teaching those things, reteaching those things, so we all can be wealthy, for generations to come? And like you said, they were just like stuck in the way. It's like, I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna just do this, because at one point in time we couldn't do those things and they forgot. So, kudos to you, for just going out and doing those things, because it is very hard to start a business and have family members not understand, and they shoot you down, or they say, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that, until you actually start doing it. And then they're like, oh my God, I've been wanting to do this. And you're like, I said this 5 years ago and nobody wanted to hear me, and now y'all all want to do it, which is great, but at the same time, like, it's just very important to, in all of our relationships, to support each other as entrepreneurs or 9-to-5ers, whatever you want to do. We need that feedback so we can keep going,
And we're definitely in a show me type of generation, like show me and then maybe I'll like catch you and, follow along. But no, I'm glad both of you said what you said though, because it actually was leading me to like another question I have for you. I mean, we won't hold you much longer, Lance. We see the good Lord hitting you with the sunlight, Daddy. So, but I really was going to ask you, what are some good ways that you feel like friends, family, whoever? I mean, sometimes I feel like our friend circles are a lot closer and we share a lot more information, whether it's struggles, goods, highlights, whatever. We share a lot more with each other, sometimes more than we do our families. And I know us as a crew, we see each other damn near every single weekend, sometimes twice in a week. So we really begin to it. We know what's up. So what do you think are like really great ways that like your friends who are entrepreneurs can support you, whether they're entrepreneurs or not? Either way, how can entrepreneurs support other entrepreneurs, or how can friends just support one another? I mean, I know you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. But what are just some ways that you think we could really uplift each other, help each other out?
I mean, so I really just want to set myself as an example for my homeboys. Like, I don't want to keep talking to them about it or this and that. I think with the fellas, for my boys anyway, we it's like it's a connection thing where I don't have to really speak about it. They already know I'm on my shit, and vice versa. I know they on their shit if that's what they choose to. If they told me they on to something or they're doing something, I know they're working towards that. So that I don't have to beat that into them, but we exchange ideas and hey man, I'm working on this. I thought of you when I did it. So it's like, we do need that back and forth. You know what I'm saying? We need a collective. I need all my people, male and female friends, to be on the same wavelength. But at the end of the day, I want to be, if nobody has made it there yet or whatever, like I want to be that example. So whatever things I come across, I want to do it first. Like you said, show me first. So I'm like, I want to do it first. I may, if you're close to me, I'll tell you about it. But ultimately, all my friends don't know exactly what I'm doing. But over time, as they see that it is serious, like, hey, I can see he's financially he's doing better. He's getting out of debt. So now I'm gonna speak to you, and see what your situation is and see what ways I can help you, because I want everybody to be where I'm at. I don't want to be up there by myself, but I know I am that one. I know I am that one that's gonna show everybody, like, hey, this is what I'm doing. All my homies are back home in Chicago mainly. Only got a couple people out here. But first of all, that first major move or that they got their attention was that, hold on, he left Chicago? Like, it came all the way here? So that
yes.
They like, what the like, dude, you still, so for one, I'm still living out here. It's not like, oh man, I survived like a year or two. It was just too expensive. I had to go back home. Like, no, by most means necessary, I'm gonna make sure that I got a roof over my head, and you're not going to even see my struggle. Like, even if when I wasn't working and unemployed, you didn't know I didn't have a job. You couldn't tell. So it's like, that mindset and that perseverance too, which is another one, perseverance of just keep pushing. Like, I have many days was like, I'm not meeting my fitness goals, which is like another thing I'm working on as well. Like, I know that's going to breed some other things. So me getting my fitness right, health wise, is going to help me stay looking youthful beyond the grave, and it's going to give me the body that I want. So that way I can get another stream of income.
And he got body, y'all. We got body.
Oh yeah.
Girl, stop trying to gas him up. All the ladies. Hey, make sure y'all follow him. What's your links? What's your socials?
I'm gonna just give you the two. So the two PG-13 ones. I'm gonna give you Instagram, which is gonna be V is in Victor, DDY _ FR. So F is in Frank and R is in Ralph. So ZVDDY _ FR. And then on Facebook it's just my first and last name. So it's Lance Dewberry. So when you look it up, I don't know if you got to put the dancing part in there, but put in Lance Dewberry.
He be dancing, y'all. He be dancing.
I was about to say, obviously, before Lance goes, we obviously want him to tell us what he's working on, where to find him at. Again, we just want people to follow you.
Yes.
But then also, of course, follow us, especially me. I'm super active on my social media, and I record with them dancing all the time. So if you ever want to see behind the scenes of Lance, what he don't put on his own social media, come check out my page real quick. I got him. Let us know, again, what you're working on, what's coming up, what we can expect from you. Obviously, we're your friends, so we're always going to gas you up, talk about it, let you know, we going to give you feedback and tell the world about you. But you tell us from your mouth, we'll send them people your way too.
Man, it feels like there's a lot going on in terms of like what to focus on. Mainly right now, like actively working on is just building my business credit so I can get these these credit cards and get my Amazon store up and running. And my goal for my 40th birthday, which will be next July, is to have my business credit built up to the point where I can get business loans easily. I can get business credit cards. I can get capital at anytime, any place. I can get the money I need to fund my other businesses, as well as invest in other ventures that you all may have going on. That would be beautiful. Also, have my personal credit on point, because as Black folks, we got horrible ass personal credit. So it's like, I want to get my shit back on point.
A lot of us
Another
do.
statistic, like, hey, I want them beating down my door trying to give me some type of personal loan or buy a house or anything. Like, I need them to be on my heels, okay? And then I want to have a piece of land or one property. And then one business vehicle that I have running on Turo. And I need this all done by next July 8th. Trying to have my summer body by I'm 40 so I can do this photo shoot. Once I do the photo shoot,
Amanda, you getting on that photo shoot though? You the photographer?
I mean, at the same time though, me and Lance may have to link up and just work out together.
So again, Zaddy _ for real. That's him on Instagram. He do be dancing. He got some nice little merch too. Check it out. I don't know if he ready to start selling it, but if you inquire, you never know. Never mind. I'm sorry,
right now, the personal brand. I forgot to mention that because it's not really a business. It's just like I'm just tired of wearing other people's shit. So it's like, and you already know. You already know my style. When I go out, I need to be flexible and move. So I need clothes that move. So I really just turn my leisure wear into outerwear, if you want to say, and just kind of customize it. So, but yeah, I got a couple of pieces if you want to see it. I got to make it my own first, and then from there, people like really want some type of clothing like that where it can be comfortable and still be fly at the same time. Then that's something I could visit at a later date.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us. And letting Amanda flirt with you the whole time.
We
really appreciate it.
Of course,
makes my day better.
So you guys know where to find him on social media. Follow me at smile_4_ Amanda, or the business page love.vibes, LOV, no E on it. Okay, tell them where to find you.
Yeah, so you can find me on all the platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Everyday People World. Again, Everyday People World. You'll see me acting the fool and selling my merch.
This podcast, obviously we are growing. We appreciate you checking in, tapping in with us one more time. We hope that we gave y'all some entertainment and education, because we have bars in here. I don't care what everybody say.
Dropping gems.
Yeah, we have bars, so whatever. But absolutely make sure that you like, you comment. If you're trying to get at Lance, make sure you double comment. We'll shoot it his way. He's single, y'all, so he might be looking at dates. You don't know.
Single too.
On that note, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you stay tapped in with us. Also, follow us across all socials at We Got Ish to Say Pod. If you're on Twitter, it's with the number 2, not the word TO. And yeah, Lance, we truly, truly appreciate your time. You are a zaddy for real. We appreciate it. And we will definitely catch y'all on the next episode.
All right. Appreciate
Thanks, everyone.